Hello there, good evening and welcome to Face Off. I am Neota Igbe. Now, this is the third week of the National Conference. A lot of people are expectant. They are hopeful that some of the issues that bother the nation will be taken care of. Issues like resource control, issues like how would Nigeria move forward, revolution of bars, every practical thing that has been the bane of Nigeria's issues. The last week they were debating, they talked about issues of corruption, they talked about how power should be devolved from the central spread across board to federalism. These are some of the issues that would be discussed at the National Conference. But then there have been some other tiny issues that have been like a source of problem. And some people have wondered, are the delegates really focused on the issues that bother the nation? Or are they more interested in their personal egos? Are they more interested in their welfare or the perks that will come out of this service? Some others have said maybe if they were not given any stipend or they were not paid any monies, they would be more focused on serving the Nigerian people and moving the country forward. Some others have also wondered why those who, in quote, made the mistakes will be the ones to come out to correct them. All these are some of the questions we're hoping will be answered tonight on Face Off, if time will permit us. Well, I'm supposed to have two gentlemen in the studio, but one of them is still on his way. But we'll start off with the other person who is a legal practitioner, Mr. Benson Enikume. Thank you for coming.
It's a pleasure being here. Good evening.
Now, the question is, are the delegates at the National Conference focused? Are they concentrating on the matters that should be? Mr. Enikume will state his stand, then we will go on a short break. Mr. Enikume.
Well, precisely, I believe that for the 492 gentlemen and ladies who are in that conference, they would have had reasons why they went for the conference. And for a man to have left Calabar, a woman to have left Lagos, some have left their profession and then moved to Abuja for the purpose of discussing issues of Nigeria. And for such individuals not to take these issues very seriously, to me, it will appear that will be incongruous. It looks contradictory. So I believe that some of these teething problems that are arising, payment of allowances for their aids and all the rest, they are not weightier matters that should distract them.
So in other words, they are not distracted?
Oh, of course not.
Okay. Mr. Enikume, food. I don't think that's why the delegates went to the conference. And you say they are focused. You say they are not distracted.
No matter how you walk, one way or the other, your head will shake. But when the head begins to shake so frequently, we wonder something is wrong.
Which is making us wonder.
Well, the point is, some of these minor issues ordinarily will arise, but they are not major enough to say they are causing distraction for the conference. I think the gentlemen there, well, I want to believe, it may not be all, but the majority of them are serious-minded individuals who I think owe this nation a duty as at now to fashion out for us a kind of constitution or mode of governance or things that we should do that will assist us as a nation to be together, and in being together, doing the right thing, acting in the right way and in the right manner. Therefore, food, as important as it may be, I think is tangential, not even secondary.
But it looks like that's what, imagine, a reporter said it, that as soon as they started, the first thing that came up was 60,000 naira for a plate of food, 4,000 naira for a plate of food. And this is not the first time. On the 4th of April, it was about the same thing too. And this is the 8th of April. So 4 days after, the same issue comes up again. And you see they are still focused.
My background in Christianity says man shall not live by bread alone.
But they're not sounding that way.
But that does not say man should not live by bread at all. But he shall not live by bread alone. So once in a while...
By bread and butter?
No, but no. The meaning is that it shouldn't be food all the time. But once in a while, the issue of the stomach must also arise. But I think that is not major enough. And you see, at the end of the whole discussion, they still went ahead to discuss some other important matters. The one that attracts my attention was the speech of the Lamido of Adamawa, wherein he said, if you own your land, take absolute charge of it. If you own your oil, have absolute control. I think we are moving somewhere.
Backpedal a bit to the beginning of that statement he made, where he said someone at 89 was still ranting. And when the point of order was raised, he said, you berated me last week Monday. So what's wrong with me stating my mind as it is? These are ego plays.
Now, in a house like this, you expect once in a while some outbursts. You expect it. And it should be natural.
Well, Mr. Nikume, this is supposed to be a serious matter. There are weighty issues that are weighing on the nation.
Well. Look at individuals coming from various backgrounds. The man that spoke is a traditional ruler. And you know, a traditional ruler in his domain is quote-unquote worshipped. Is honored. Somebody from the north, you know the way the northern would look at their emir. Now, for somebody to have spoken in a manner that he feels, oh, if you are in my domain, you should be crawling, he feels aggrieved. These things must come in the process of this event, but it should go to the major issue, which are meant to be discussed. I believe that these are matters that over time, 3 weeks, a lot of time, but they have 3 months. Over time,
they barely have 2 months.
2 months, yes. Over time, some of these things will smoothen away. Those ones that cannot be smoothened away will be together in marriage. You can't have it all. The two of them that came to the altar to say, yes, I do. Once in a while, you find differences, disagreement. And in some extreme cases, you see punches going on. But that will not ultimately lead to the disintegration of the marriage. I believe these are teething problems which should not affect absolutely the decision.
You know, when you talk about teething problems, at a certain point in time, in growing up, let's use a biological example. In growing up, if the teeth are not properly set, when you grow up, you know what happens? They fall out faster than if they're properly set. Or when you grow up, you begin to use braces.
Okay.
So these are, you call them teething problems, but if they are not properly set, at the end of the day, you begin to use braces. And these ones is like they are primary. Day one, they gathered. What was the first thing? Sitting arrangements. We're not sitting how we're supposed to sit. Day one. Day two, it was about our aids need to be taken care of. All of them came with a retinue of aids. Day three, it was about what? Payments. Day four, accommodation. Day five, food. Day six, something else. Day seven, something else. Day eight, food again. And you said these teething problems will wear out. Weighty issues are on the table.
Yeah, I see your point. But I have argued that this will not ultimately affect what they are. Some of these things are discussed within a few moments, and the chairman or whoever presides over it overrules whoever that is involved. Therefore, I believe that the people may not be losing focus. They may not be losing focus as much as this distraction, one way or the other, will come in. I do agree that there may be 1 or 2 persons who will want to set this in. But to see why the minority will have its own say, the majority will have its own way. At the end of the day, the 492 persons will know that Nigerians are looking at them. And a good number of them have names to protect.